Hello there, my name is Elise, and today I get a little sidetracked and try to do something different. This is practice for me, but I decided to share it with you because it might be fun and might interest some of you. I've always been a big fan of point-and-click games. When I was a kid, they were all the rage, and I was always a big fan of Day of the Tentacle, which is for me one of the best point-and-click games has ever been. And I've already done a long time ago a 3D rendition of Day of the Tentacle, and now this time I'm trying to do it in VR. So the goal is for me to practice making assets for VR. It's not something I've done before, and I wanted to be prepared in case I have a client that requires assets to be done for a VR project. That way I will have some experience and some knowledge. So this is my very first go at making assets for VR, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can with this little experiment, but I am only giving it a little bit of time. So this office lobby I only took about maybe 10 hours to do. So I had to make all the assets and everything within that budget of time. And pieces are a bit janky and all, but it was fun. Trying to make sense of the stylization they used inside of Day of the Tentacle to make it something more reality proportioned was fun. But anyways, I tried to make this, but it was a bit too big of a scope, so I tried to make the tentacles room. And so you can see now we are in the room of green and purple tentacle. For those who haven't played this game, it has been remastered a few years ago, and it's available on most platforms, and I would recommend you play those. It's a bit old school to play for now, but it's a lot of fun and very weird. And so one of the things I've learned in VR is that even though I try to make things as simple as possible so I could make as many props as I could within the time budget for the room. I think I give it maybe 16 hours, so 2 days. But I had about maybe 15 to 20 minutes per prop. So even though I tried to make things as simple as possible, when you go very, very simple, you have to use very big light maps because you can't hide as many defects within the details, so you require bigger light maps. And when you're in VR, when everybody tried this in VR, and all those 2 levels will be available for download if you have a VR headset and you want to be inside that world. But the thing that everyone wants to do once they're in VR is that they want to interact with everything. So I tried to make a little interactions, but every interaction has to be coded, so it was too much work for this project. But it's something I wanted to try on. I might do more takes. You can look at the files. You can see that the lobby level is a lot heavier file than the room, even though the room has more assets and more textures and is more complex with interactions. It's just because I started optimizing with the things I learned doing the lobby. But anyways, this is going to be it for me. I might do other videos on the topic once I actually master more things, have more knowledge to share, but this is just a little sidetrack project I wanted to share with you, so that way you guys can go ahead and look at these old games in VR, and maybe someday we'll get to play all these old point-and-click games in VR, and I think it's something that could be done, and it's something I would definitely play. And that's going to be it for me, and I'll see you guys in another one.